U.S. stocks climb as tariff deadlines and earnings loom. In a notable turn of events, U.S. stocks experienced an upward trend while Treasury yields eased, coinciding with a week packed with corporate earnings reports and looming tariff deadlines. This surge in Wall Street's performance comes as negotiations regarding tariffs between the United States and its trading partners intensify, especially with the August 1st deadline fast approaching. On this Monday, July 21, 2025, all three major U.S. stock indexes saw gains, contrasting sharply with the decline in European stocks. Additionally, gold prices reached a 5-week high, and the dollar weakened against the yen following Japan's recent upper house elections. The communication services sector and tech-related momentum stocks played a significant role in driving the market higher. This week marks a pivotal moment in the second quarter earnings season, featuring major players like Alphabet and Tesla, both part of the renowned Magnificent Seven, AI-related megacap stocks. Other notable tech companies, such as IBM and Intel, are also set to report their earnings, alongside a variety of industrial firms, including General Motors and Union Pacific. Zachary Hill, head of portfolio management at Horizon Investments in Charlotte, North Carolina, expressed optimism about the current market conditions, stating, "There's a sense of optimism surrounding trade, and while it's still early, the earnings reports have been quite positive so far. It feels like a summer environment where investors are inclined to follow the prevailing trends." However, despite this optimism, trade negotiations have yet to produce any substantial agreements as the deadline for President Donald Trump's tariffs approaches. Hill noted, "The market's perception of who is more adversely affected by the tariffs has fluctuated over the past few months. The news cycle has been quite turbulent, and many U.S. investors seem to have tuned it out. Yet, this is not the case for international markets." U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent raised eyebrows with his comments on CNBC, suggesting a thorough examination of the Federal Reserve's effectiveness, which has sparked concerns regarding the central bank's independence, especially in light of reports that Trump is contemplating dismissing Chairman Jerome Powell. Oliver Persh, a senior vice president at WellSpire Advisors in New York, remarked, "This situation is heavily influenced by political motivations. Both Secretary Bessent and President Trump understand the potential chaos that could ensue from a non-independent Fed, or attempts to remove Chairman Powell, and I doubt that is their true intention." In terms of market performance, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped slightly by 18.66 points, or 0.04%, closing at 44,323.53. Conversely, the S&P 500 rose by 8.89 points, or 0.14%, to reach 6,305.68, while the Nasdaq Composite increased by 78.52 points, or 0.38%, finishing at 20,974.18. European stocks concluded a volatile session on a downward note as investors assessed mixed corporate earnings and sought clarity on ongoing trade discussions. The MSCI Global Stock Index rose by 1.68 points, or 0.18%, to 929.67, while the Pan-European Stoxx 600 Index fell by 0.08%. Emerging market stocks also saw a slight increase, rising by 5.45 points, or 0.44%, to 1,254.83. The dollar weakened as the yen gained strength following Japan's elections, where the ruling coalition lost its majority in the upper house. The dollar index, which compares the greenback against a basket of currencies, fell by 0.53% to 97.88, while the euro appreciated by 0.55% to $1.1689. Against the yen, the dollar decreased by 0.97% to 147.37. In the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin saw a reversal of its previous gains after Trump signed the Genius Act into law, which was viewed as a significant victory for the crypto sector. Bitcoin fell by 1.11% to $116,822.34, while Ethereum dropped by 0.19% to $3,734.50. U.S. Treasuries rallied, leading to lower yields as investors likely adjusted their positions in response to a broader rally in European bonds amid tariff uncertainties. The yield on benchmark U.S. 10-year notes decreased by 4.7 basis points to 4.384%, while the 30-year bond yield fell by 5 basis points to 4.9491%. Oil prices experienced a slight decline as investors dismissed the latest European sanctions on Russian oil stocks, which are not expected to significantly impact supply. Concerns about weakening demand lingered due to ongoing trade negotiations, with U.S. crude dropping by 0.2% to $67.20 per barrel and Brent settling at $69.21 per barrel, down 0.1%. Gold prices surged to a 5-week high, buoyed by a weakening dollar and declining Treasury yields, with spot gold rising by 1.47% to $3,398.43 an ounce. U.S. gold futures also increased by 1.47% to $3,402.30 an ounce. As we navigate these complex financial waters, what are your thoughts on the current state of the markets? Do you believe the optimism surrounding trade negotiations is justified, or are we heading for a downturn? Share your opinions in the comments below. Market update: Dow Jones Futures and AI stocks breakout. What to expect from Tesla and Google earnings? The Dow Jones Futures are on the rise, and AI stocks are continuing their impressive breakout, while investors eagerly await earnings reports from Tesla and Google. It's crucial to understand that the information provided by Investors Business Daily serves solely for educational and informational purposes. It should not be interpreted as an offer, recommendation, or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The data has been gathered from sources that we trust to be reliable. However, we cannot guarantee its accuracy, timeliness, or appropriateness. This includes any information that may appear in closed captioning. Moreover, past investment performance does not guarantee future results. It's important to note that the authors or presenters may hold shares in the stocks they discuss. We do not make any claims or warranties regarding the wisdom of investing in specific securities or employing particular investment strategies. Please be aware that the information is subject to change without prior notice. For more details on how to use our services, please refer to our terms of use. Asterisk real-time prices are provided by Nasdaq Last Sale. Please note that real-time quotes and trade prices may not be sourced from all markets. Ownership data is supplied by LSEG, while estimate data comes from FactSet. The trademarks IBD, IBD Digital, IBD Live, IBD Weekly, Investors Business Daily Leaderboard, Market DM, Market Surge, and others are owned by Investors Business Daily, LLC. Copyright 2025 Investors Business Daily, LLC. All rights reserved.